band. You know, so back then they didn't even have DJs. So we rented a jukebox, and on the jukebox you get to put your 45s, all your favorite songs.
Wow.
So you put your 45s in there, and you go, play your songs. So when it came down for me and Pat, walking down the hallway, bringing the wife, this was our wedding song, and it's called "Band of Gold" by the Impalas. They were a burrito circuit back then in East LA.
Wow.
And some of the guys are still alive today. Some of them are my friends today.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Good song, man. Wow. Beautiful song. Beautiful song, man.
Thank you. It is.
Did you tell them? Have you told them that you played their song at your wedding?
Yeah. That was a hit song for them back then.
Oh yeah.
They were back when the Midnighters were going strong.
Were they in the East LA area?
Oh
the
yeah, they were in it hard.
Wow.
The Impala.
Yeah.
And then they came out with this song. This song was a real square song. Mel Carter did it. And it came out. It was on the radio, but it was a different version. It was the same words.
Yeah, but a little bit. The tempo was changed up, or
totally different.
Totally different. Wow.
And they did it in this version.
Slowed it down a little bit. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it became the wedding song for a lot of people.
Wow. That's a great song, man.
Yeah.
I would like to find that on the 45 or something, man. If it exists.
I have it on the 45.
Oh, yeah? I had seen one time, too, they had made one maybe like in the 70s with like all the local bands. And it was like songs, different songs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to say the Midnighters were on there.
Oh, of course.
I want to say that what are the other guys called? Just a bunch of different bands were on there, man.
Well, back then they had the
compilation thing.
Compilation. Then later on in 67, 68, in East LA College, they came out with the Battle of the Bands.
Oh yeah, wow, nice.
Back in '69, Cold Duck took it.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that name too, Cold Duck.
Yeah.
Who sung Farmer John? Remember that one?
Oh, Farmer John, that's
the Premiers.
The Premiers.
The Premiers, right? Yeah.
Lawrence and his brother.
Yeah. Was anybody from the Midnighters from the Premiers?
No.
No, right? It was a different band though, around the same area, right? Yeah.
The Perez brothers.
The Perez brothers. Yeah. Man, great song, man.
Yeah. Is that something?
That's dope, man.
What was that one? Leon song.
Wow.
And this group, unfortunately, they didn't make it, but
it was a popular song, though?
popular song. Sancho had a radio. Sancho.
Yeah, talk about Sancho and the radio show. I remember
Sancho had his
radio show,
and he inspired me because I would hear him every Saturday night.
The Sancho show. I remember when you lived on Klingerman in El Monte.
Yeah.
And you being playing it.
Sancho gave exposure to a lot of the Chicano bands. I mean, you're talking about being the godfather of
talk to us about
internet radio, internet TV, anything.
Wow.
This is the godfather.
Wow.
Let's give credit where credit's due.
Wow.
The Sancho show.
Yeah, I remember you playing the Sancho show, man. This was what year?
Danny Castro.
Maybe 81, 82, maybe, or
around 81,
prior.
82. And he's a retired professor now, Danny Castro, but
that's the original Sancho show. Yeah. Wow. And, where was he recording out of?
Pasadena City College. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And man,
that's history there. That's history.
He had the Little Gente show and all that, but
wow.
Anyway, he gave a lot of exposure to bands are still playing today.
So he was kind of like an inspiration
Yeah.
to you. And
So this group right here, it doesn't have the name here, but they did this song here. It's called Presentation.
Man, great music, man. And talk about sharing the songs, you know, because if we don't share them, right, they just get lost,
They
right?
get lost. They get
The
lost.
history
Man.
gets
You know,
lost.
The history gets lost. You gotta share it with your
loved ones.
Your loved ones, your kids, because the kids will share with their kids. Otherwise, this music will get lost. You know?
Man.
I have an interview that's on Facebook. I should put it on YouTube.
Yeah.
For me and Rudy Salas, the late Rudy Salas, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about
rest in
music.
peace to him. Yeah.
And we go from song to song to song to song, and he's telling you the history of each artist. And it's a mind-blowing experience. It's about 35 minutes long.
Yeah.
But really, I asked him questions about each band, and he tells you about them. You know?
Wow.
And I should put it on YouTube. But, it's Rudy's no longer with us, but he shared a lot of great history with us.
Yeah. Rest in peace to Rudy Salas, man.
And I recorded that with Rudy about 15 years ago.
15 years ago, man.
And it's out there, but I should do a YouTube on it. I only have it on Facebook, and I should.
Yeah. Put it out on YouTube.
Yeah,
This history. You know, listen to it and listen to the history.
But like you said earlier, if we don't share it, it gets lost.
It gets lost. Man, tell us about everybody that you have interviewed. You've interviewed Los Lobos, Rudy Salas, Freddie Fender, right?
Little Joe La Familia.
Little John La Familia. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
I've interviewed a lot of
George
artists,
Lopez.
but actors too. A lot of
Yeah,
actors.
Artie LeBeau.
Art LeBeau, even George Lopez's favorite friend, Eric Estrada.
Eric Estrada. Oh, yeah. I remember Eric Estrada, right?
I've had a lot of actors
athletes too, right?
Athletes too,
Yeah.
There's been so many, Richard. I have forgotten. I did this over 25 years.
Over 25 years you've
I've had
been
a lot
doing
of
it.
actors. Even Edward James Amos, I've interviewed.
Wow.
I had his mom and sister on the show. And,
Danny Trejo.
Danny Trejo's been on the show several times.
What I like about your show is how you would incorporate the little skits with the comedy. And then one of my favorites is you interviewing George Lopez on the set of his show that he filmed on the ABC, you know?
Yeah, running around and I pretend like if I'm crying, he comes up to me. Why you crying? Why you crying?
Man. Great history there, man. And you were based out of East LA. How'd you get your start?
Well, I was
Philadelphia, right?
Well, it was a Philadelphia cable, but what happened was my son Rick he wanted to go to UCLA college.
Yes.
And he was in junior high school back then, but they told him you gotta have a lot of community credits that you've done, stuff out there in the community.
Yes.
So he said, Dad, how am I gonna get credits? I've done work out there in the community. So we went to a local cable company and volunteered. So he was doing a lot of camera work for the cable company. I got involved too, but when they would go out there filming, I would go help, like pulling all the ropes and all the cables, I should say, and all that, and carrying all the equipment.
Wow, yeah.
So then I started volunteering in all different shows.
Yeah.
Did that for a couple of years. And everybody in the studio referred to me as Mr. Duran, Mr. Duran, Mr. Duran. Finally, I was in the studio so many times helping all the shows that they said, why don't you do your own show, Mr. Duran? I go,
wow.
What do you like? I go, well, I like music, like some of the shows you have here.
Wow.
What would be different about your show? I go, well, what would be different about my show would not just be the music. I would add a little comedy to it. I wouldn't be so stiff, I'd be... Like about the local,
Incorporate a little bit of everything, and it lasted so many years.
I would come out probably wearing a suit or a tuxedo.
Nice.
And we'll give you a chance. What are you going to call it?
Yeah.
I go, it's going to be called Z, Mr. Duran.
And why would you incorporate the Z to it? as we're listening to the music and
Well,
everything.
because the Midnighters were a big influence on me. They
Yes.
weren't the Midnighters. They were
The
the,
Midnighters.
that extra E.
So it was a
Yeah, no
dedication
to the Midnighters.
to the
So
Midnighters
I
and all the
became-
older groups,
So I
old
became
school.
the Mr. Duran. And
Wow,
I'm 25 years later, I'm known as the Mr. Duran.
awesome. And then who's playing right now? I remember
Billy Stewart.
That's Billy Stewart, man. And I
That's
remember
Virgin.
you saying how hard to find that album.
Yeah.
Tell us about that Moonlight Over Vermont.
Moonlight over Vermont. You couldn't find it nowhere. And my son found it. It was in eBay.
eBay, right?
And
It's a UK press, right?
yeah,
Overseas.
UK, and it cost us like about $10 to get it over, but we couldn't find it nowhere, man. I couldn't believe that song was on it.
Wow.
And I said, man, I want that version because it was not on YouTube or nothing.
Yeah.
And first thing when I got it here, I brought it to you guys. And you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
turned it into you
Yeah.
recorded it for me.
Yeah, nice.
You know, from album.
Wow. And talk about it, having it on vinyl, you having it on vinyl, and
We got it on vinyl now.
Wow.
And now you'll find it all over YouTube and all
but
that.
back then you couldn't find it, right?
We
Remember
couldn't
you,
find it.
and
And
you
we're
were the
talking-
one. And I,
We're talking about what? Maybe about
15 years ago.
about 15 years ago,
Yeah.
right?
You know what? And then one of my friend Angel Guerrero says that that's his favorite song. That and it
Really?
wasn't for you, you know, you bringing it.
Wow.
And that's my favorite song, man, Billy Stewart. I just love the way he would play with his melodies and everything like that, man. Billy Stewart's definitely one of the greatest of all times,
We
man.
took him credit, you know, we always knew him for I Do Love You, Sitting in the Park, and all his other hits. This one here, Moonlight in Vermont, was
Yeah.
done by many artists.
Oh, that's it. Wow.
Not this style.
Not this way, right? Talk to us too about who's another one of your favorite oldies besides like the Midnighters and Billy Stewart. How about Rafi Pagan?
Rafi Pagan, you know, Rafi was known, of course, for all his hits,
Yeah,
but there were some monster hits out there that, again,
nobody has heard or they were not
my God.
popular. Yeah.
Oh my Lord, yeah, Rafi was.
You say one time you were driving and you seen him.
Yeah, Pat and I were, you know, we had just gotten married. We were newlyweds, and we were on the 710 freeway going on the, transferring over to the 60 freeway coming east.
Yeah.
And we're going sort of fast, and oh my God, we passed him up. He was on the side. He had gotten a flat tire, Ralphie.
Wow.
He was changing his tire.
Wow.
But we didn't have a chance to pull over because there was a truck behind us.
Oh my God.
But
yeah.
we definitely would have given the brother
A jump or something helped him out. Yeah.
yeah, but he, you know, he was doing pretty good there. He
Oh,
was, he looked up his
yeah.
tire, and
And-
but we
And
recognized
he
him
was
right off the
popular
bat.
around this area, right? The East LA, Montebello area,
Oh, you
right?
would
He would
run into
frequent
Rocky
those
all
areas.
over the place.
He would frequent those areas, right?
We would go see him at the Montebello Ballroom performing.
Okay, wow.
And he had that golden voice, man. Oh, Rafi,
Yeah.
what a voice, man. The way he sounded in his recording,
He sounded like that
perfect.
live.
And a
Wow.
nice person to talk to.
Wow.
Very nice. You know,
That's
it was such a shock when we heard it. When it
Of his
happened.
passing and everything, huh, man. Talk to us about East LA and the Silver Dollar Bar and the music stores out there, man.
Well,
You know, I'm with you,
Well,
man.
when Ruben
Sounds of
Salas-
Music,
Sounds of Music was
Yeah.
a Silver Dollar.
Oh, yeah.
And when that happened back in 67, 68,
Yeah.
69, around that area, my friend Blake and I were walking down Whittier Boulevard, and we're coming back from Two Guys, which is known as, I guess, Kmart today.
Yeah.
Off Whittier Boulevard was on fire, man. We said, what's
Wow.
going on? What's
Wow.
people were running out with TVs, and all the stores were burning, and we couldn't understand what's going on, man. Like all hell had broken loose. And then-
Yes.
And then we passed by and we saw these cops shooting into the Silver Dollar Bar.
Wow.
Actually shooting in there. I go, so we lived on Whittier. I lived on Whittier and McBride. We ran like hell to the apartments because they were like, I mean, it was dangerous. I didn't understand what was going on. You know.
Yes.
You know, I was only maybe about 14 years old back
Yes.
then. And we heard in the news they had shot Ruben Salazar at the Silver Dollar Bar. And
He was a journalist, right?
He was a journalist for the Herald Examiner.
That would kind of like
And
share some truth.
He would share a lot of truth that how they put the Chicano kids, Latino kids, and the African American kids in the front line of the Vietnam line, and they were the first one to get shot and killed.
Wow.
Would come home in coffins.
Yeah,
you know.
that's sad, man.
And,
The minorities
would
be the ones that were
the minority. They would get the first one to get killed, and he would write about it. What a coincidence that after he wrote about it, he gets killed at the Silver Dawn.
I know, man. That's a lot of history shared right there. Too much of a coincidence, but that's history there, man. And over 25 years, you have, sharing with your show and everything. You're a legend, man.
Well, I don't know if I'm a legend.
Yeah, you are, man. You are, man. You.
I'm just glad to share it with my nephews.
Yeah.
And you guys share it with your family. But,
Yeah.
you just keep this music alive,
And what kind of inspired you with your journalism and your the way that you would conduct the interview? What was some of the passions that inspired you? Because you definitely inspired a lot of people, and you created a platform for the younger generation to even go and perform and share their voice and share their their talents. This was back in the days when there was no YouTube, right?
There was no YouTube, there was no Facebook, there was nothing.
Nothing, no TikTok.
No TikTok, nothing like that. We were on cable TV.
Yeah.
We were with Adelphia Cable.
Yes.
And it inspired me to interview a lot of Latino actors.
Yes.
To show la gente que sí se puede.
Yeah.
And I've always liked that slogan.
Yes, sí se puede.
Especially Steve Salas always said, con tierra, sí se puede. And yes, it could be done. Even President Obama always would say, yes, it could be done.
Yes.
Never give up. You could be that little chicanito at home watching TV, pero, the opportunity there, you go through them doors, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
If it's cable TV, hey, it's cable TV.
Yeah.
Later on, now there's a lot of internet radio. You do it. You know what I mean? Now there's Facebook Live. You do it, man.
Wow.
You be that voice. But we were one of the first.
You were the trailblazer. Yeah.
I guess so.
You were a trailblazer and like the way you said prior to that was Sancho, then you.
Yeah.
You were the one
Sancho was the one, we got to give it to Sancho, man. He opened the door.
And you provided that opportunity, you planted the seeds for the future generation. Yeah. But you also had a lot of young artists that were like from American Idol too that performed on your show prior to that.
I had Alison Rejita. She came on my show. She was about 7 years old.
Yeah.
And she sang real beautiful. And during the interview, I asked her, what do you want to... She goes, I want to be a big star one of these days. I go, you are going to be a big star one of these days, sweetheart. I go, let me have your autograph right now because I know later on it's going to be worth some money.
Wow.
She became fourth runner-up on American Idol. That was when they had, what's his name, Adam...
Adam Levine? Or the guy from Coldplay or one of
the one that comes out on... He sings with Queens today.
I forgot, man. My memory.
Adam Sandler.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. And she became fourth place in American Idol. And now when I see that, I go, wow, what a mind blow. So we have that interview with her, her performance on YouTube. I think it has over 3 million views.
Yeah, man, your YouTube's up there, man. Like they said, you're a trailblazer. You know what I'm saying? You're one of the first to ever do it, man, and do it big, man. You know what I'm saying?
We did it the hard way. We did it the way of just. This was even before YouTube came out.
No,
we put it on YouTube afterwards because there was no YouTube back then. So
definitely.
A lot of stuff that we did was way before YouTube, way before MySpace.
You were ahead of your time. Definitely, man. Hey, man, you know what, man? You definitely, I think you deserve your flowers and everything, man, because you're the man, that's for sure. You, Mr. Duran, You need a documentary, man, of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I think definitely you deserve a documentary. I think it should be done, man. Because, hey, like the way I said, you're trailblazers, you plant the seeds for the future generation. The one and only, the Mr. Duran. Hey, before we go though, I like the way that you use a lot of those little slangs that would miss, like the way you, what would Freddie Prince say before, Chicanito, you would use that, and man, those are like just slow little sayings you won't hear no more.
Yeah, well, you know, Gators.
Yeah, how did you come up with that before?
I was a little kid running around in El Paso, Texas.
Yeah.
And my mom would be making tortillas in El Paso, Texas, and when she wasn't watching, I'd pass by and grab a tortilla and run like hell. And she wanted to cuss at me, and she goes, "Ching!
Yeah! There you go, man. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of the way they named Chich Mary and Chich out of a chicharrón. The one and only, man, the Mr. Duran of the Mr. Duran Show. Thank you so much, man. Love you.
I love you.
Love you, man. Love you.
I don't know how to stop.
So,
Okay.
Mr. Duran, talk to us about interviewing Los Lobos at the historic Taste of Texas here in West Covina area.
Oh man, that was
was
a
that?
trip. That was a trip, Rich, because Taste of Texas was a landmark. Everybody went to Taste of Texas. It was in Covina, California.
Yeah.
It was a place to hang out, man. It was like a
The place to be, yeah.
home away from home.
With great food,
They had the ribs,
the fajitas,
the fajitas, borracho beans,
beans,
the tortillas, man.
Yeah,
It's just like if
everything.
you were in Texas.
I still miss that lunch special, man. That $5 for two
Yeah.
fajitas and the
And Nick was the owner. Nick Sr. was the owner of Taste of Texas, and it was originally on the Azusa Boulevard. Then, when Nick passed away, well, no, Nick was still alive. Then they moved to Covina, and then when Nick passed away, then they were rebuilding the place. It took about 2-3 years after he passed away before they opened it up. But what a place, man!
What a
Beautiful
place,
place. You know, Nick Jr. and Pat, his mom, took over. But anyway, it was supported by everybody. Where else could you go and run in to Los Lobos?
Los Lobos.
You know, they're sitting there having lunch. I just happened to have my camera with me that day.
Is that the way that happened?
It was not,
Whoa!
you know, I had my camera in the car.
Wow,
And
amazing,
and there they are, all four of them having lunch.
Amazing.
And I
man.
go, shoot. And they knew me because
The show,
the three of them had graduated. All four of them had graduated from Garfield High School.
Yeah, and they were East LA natives, right?
Yeah.
Along with you.
And two of them were from my class of 72.
Wow.
David and
Yeah,
shoot,
I forgot the name too.
I can't even think of the name.
But you know what, man? Is that
Rosas.
Rosa? Okay. Is that the way that interview transpired like that?
And
Wow.
So I said I don't want to bother you guys, but you think after you're done with your lunch, I could get a quick interview? He said, sure, of course, Mr. Durant. They even called him Mr. Durant. Wow. I was shocked. They knew me, you know.
Wow.
We sat there and we did a nice 10-15 minute interview with them.
That's actually one of my favorites, man, next to the George Lopez one. Talk about some of the concerts there that you emceed and who you emceed for there.
So they had Lil Joe La Familia. I got to introduce Lil Joe at least 3 times there at Taste of Texas as an MC. I myself am a promoter back then, and I took Tierra there lots of times. We had Brenton Wood.
Wow.
Done a lot of great successful shows there at Taste of Texas.
Wow,
man. I really miss that place because we would just fill that place up packed. The last big show they did there before they shut down was my show, which I took Tierra there. And it was my birthday too. We were celebrating my birthday. We had over 1,000 people.
Wow. So you packed the venue there for the Mr. Hey, I heard those Mr. Durant birthday shows. They're pretty big, man.
Oh, yeah,
Even till
yeah.
this day, they're
We
still
have
doing it
actors
at the
that will show
steakhouse,
up.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, we have actors that show up, and upcoming actors that will come on different shows. Different stars would show up. Musical stars and all that. And so yeah, it was an honor just to have everybody come up, and they would perform when they come on stage and.
That's
Give
awesome,
them
man.
the little time. You know?
A lot of great memories there, man, at Taste of Texas, man. Definitely, and you being a great MC, probably one of the greatest MCs, man. You know what I'm saying?
It was really a great place to do shows. It was an amazing place. I really miss
Taste of
the
Texas.
Taste of Texas is really a good place. Now, we go to Steven's Steakhouse.
Yeah.
I'm an MC for Ray Carrion. Great place. Also, the owner, Jamie Philippan, is a good guy. And it's a great place to do shows. I MC for Ray every once in a while. And he packs them in too.
Shout out to everybody out there at Steven's Steakhouse. And anybody else you want to say, give a shout out to or anything like that?
Well, I want to give a shout out to all the promoters out there, everybody that's doing their internet radio shows, any kind of shows that you're doing out there.
Yeah.
I salute you. Keep on doing what you're doing. That's very important to do your interviews, inspire the gente. Definitely inspire the gente out there. It's very important, and if you want me to be out there with you guys, just give me a call and I'll do what I could do. But I would like to say, most important, take care of your health also.
Yeah.
Because without health, you don't have wealth.
Yeah.
Wealth is not exactly money.
Yeah.
Wealth is your health.
Yeah.
And
very important, man.
One thing that Taste of Texas, when Taste of Texas was around, I was weighing 304 pounds.
Oh, man.
I'm down to like 168 right now.
So it's a good thing that it closed, man. No, man, we gotta all look to be in better health, to start eating healthy, drinking healthy, and drinking water instead of coffee or anything.
I like this cup here. Tell me a little bit about that one there.
Oh man, this is just like my custom wrestling figures that I do, and how I got the name Customs, Durant Customs. Durant's my last name, our last name.
Real quick, like Rich.
Yes.
If you could put the camera on me real here. Tell me about Durant Customs. I'm a little curious. I'm finding out a little bit more about it today.
Yeah, Durant Customs. Well, the name started with, of course, it's my last name, and the customs comes from the custom lucha libre, luchadores figures that I would create and customize, and kind of do like unique one-off characters of custom figures that I would sell on eBay, man. So that's how the name Durant Customs started. The actual show got started in the midst of the pandemic. Me and my son Alex wanted to do something that uplifts people. We started off sharing the custom wrestling figures, and it kind of evolved into doing interviews, movie reviews, album reviews, single reviews, and so on. So we're here with that, and it's always, I make it a point to inspire and uplift. In every show, that's how I started off. Hopefully with what I share will bring a smile to everybody and raise their frequency and raise their vibration, and just put everybody on a whole nother level of thinking. So that's the whole goal of Durant Customs. But of course, it started off admiring, and my uncle right here, the Mr. Durant of the Mr. Durant Show, the one and only man.
The legacy moves on,
man. Hey, the one and only, the man that was ahead of his time right here, the Mr. Durant. That this guy, and I'm being honest, this guy here needs to have his own documentary, man, and he needs for his story to be told, because if it wasn't for this guy right here, man, we already ran through the names of people that he's interviewed, and then it starts before they were started.
I just want to share one little story, and it's not so much about me, just something I got to witness. I think I shared it with you a little while ago, but I'd like to share it with the public again. A few years, this must have been about 15 years ago. My friend Charles Wright was going to have Little Richard at his house. He was going to do an interview. Charles Wright is the one that did the song express yourself.
Yeah.
So I asked him if I could go and get a little interview with Little Richard. He said, yes, of course. So I did an interview with Little Richard, but while they were setting up the studio, we're in a room with Little Richard, me and my friend Sarney, and Richard's talking to us, Little Richard, and his cell phone rings. And he had an intercom. He took a call from Lisa Marie, Elvis's daughter.
Lisa Marie Presley, wow.
Lisa Marie Presley.
And
the call was, he goes, "Hi, darling, how are you?" And he was very happy to hear from her. And she called to let him know that she was going to do an interview in the morning. And one of the questions they were going to ask her if they wanted to know if her father was the king of rock and roll. And she just wanted to see how to answer that question.
Yeah.
And Little Richard told her, "Of course your father was the king of rock and roll, sweetheart. Yes, you tell him he definitely was the king of rock and roll. I'm the architect of rock and roll."
Wow. So
Okay.
Little Richard was giving the go ahead to go ahead and...
Your dad was the king of rock and roll.
Wow.
I'm the architect of rock and roll.
Wow. So Lisa Marie got the go ahead.
So to witness that, I go, wow, that was amazing. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, you got so many great stories,
History,
man.
man.
It's history. It's history
History,
there,
yeah.
man. The people that you've told me that you've interviewed, man. And from what I've seen, like I said, those two favorite, and just the story that you shared of how, you got to interview Los Lobos, man.
Yeah.
Those were the two favorite for me, man. The George Lopez and the Los Lobos one, man. And it's amazing. I got the chills, actually, when you were telling me that. But so many greats, like Artie LeBeau, and like you said, athletes, to the stars. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Be
thank
Mr.
you,
Duran,
Richard.
and we love you, man. And
Thank you so much. You keep up the good work too, and all of you too.
thank
Bless
so
you,
much.
and keep supporting each other. Si se puede.
Yeah.